Raising your first puppy can be a real challenge, but these tips are here to make the journey a whole lot smoother. Let's dive into the first one, which tackles one of the most common and frustrating issues every new puppy owner encounters: biting and chewing, completely natural behaviors for puppies. They're not trying to hurt you or destroy your belongings, it's just part of being a puppy. So instead of trying to stop it completely, the key is to guide and manage these behaviors effectively. Raising your first puppy can be tough, but with the right strategies, it can be a lot more manageable. Let's start with one of the most common challenges every puppy owner faces: biting and chewing. Puppies naturally bite and chew as they explore their world. They're not trying to hurt you or destroy your belongings. It's just part of their growth. Instead of trying to stop these behaviors completely, the goal is to redirect them. For instance, when I'm playing with my puppy, I always keep a toy nearby. If he starts nipping at my fingers, I quickly offer the toy instead. One of my go-to toys is a soft avocado-shaped plush, perfect for him to sink his teeth into. You can use this approach to protect your belongings too. Instead of just scolding your pup for chewing on something they shouldn't, offer them a chew toy instead. And here's a little trick: if your puppy is more interested in your shoe than the toy, try smearing a bit of peanut butter on the toy to make it more appealing. One of my dog's favorite toys is the Benebone maple stick. Redirecting your puppy's chewing and biting is effective, but what happens when they get into one of those frenzied states where nothing seems to work? That's where barriers come in handy. Yes, I know, your puppy is like your baby, and you want them to feel at home, but giving them free reign of the house will only make life harder. When your puppy is in a biting frenzy, one of the best things you can do is simply leave the area. But as you might know, puppies don't just let their prey escape. They'll follow you, nipping at your ankles. Not fun, right? This is where a baby gate or play pit can be a lifesaver. By stepping over to the other side of a barrier, you can escape your puppy's sharp little teeth and give them a chance to calm down. This tactic also helps in other areas, like protecting your furniture. Instead of spraying anti-chew spray on everything, just use barriers to keep your puppy away from areas where they might get into trouble. If they never get the habit of chewing on things they shouldn't, you'll have a much easier time as they grow older. Limiting where your puppy can go is especially valuable during potty training. And speaking of potty training, here's something I wish I knew earlier: how often you need to take your puppy out. Potty training in a nutshell is simple: show them where they should go and don't let them go where they shouldn't. But the frequency can be surprising. When you first get your puppy, you might think taking them out every hour or two is enough. But for an 8-week-old pup, that's not the case. If you want to train them quickly, take them out every 30 to 60 minutes. It might sound excessive, but if they never have an accident in the house, they'll learn much faster. As they grow and potty training becomes less of a challenge, other obstacles will emerge. One of the hardest things to manage with a growing puppy is their boundless energy. The potty training phase may pass quickly, but the energetic puppy phase is a whole different story. Our puppy used to zoom around the living room, giving us drive-by nibbles on our hands and feet. It was cute, but also a bit overwhelming. So how do you turn a wild puppy into a calm one? The secret is mental exercise, not just physical. We were taking our pup on walks and playing fetch, but we were completely overlooking the need to engage his brain. One of my favorite ways to provide mental stimulation is with puzzle toys like a frozen Kong. Here's how it works: soak your puppy's kibble in water for 10 to 20 minutes, stuff it in the Kong, add a bit of peanut butter in the opening, and freeze it. Your puppy will spend a lot of time figuring out how to get the food out, giving your brain a great workout. Another favorite is the Kong Wobbler, which I now wish I had used for all his meals. It's a simple way to challenge their mind without adding extra calories. Training your puppy for just a few minutes a day is another excellent mental exercise. The best part? These activities can all be done indoors, which is especially useful when your puppy is too young to be fully vaccinated and can't go out to explore. Speaking of getting out into the world, socializing your puppy is crucial. Socialization is more than just letting your puppy meet other dogs and people. It's about exposing them to the sights, sounds, and experiences they'll encounter as an adult. Proper socialization can prevent unwanted behaviors like aggression, fear, and anxiety, helping your puppy grow into a confident dog. The key is to start early. Between 3 and 16 weeks is the prime socialization period. But here's the tricky part: your puppy won't be fully vaccinated until around 16 weeks. This makes many new owners hesitant to take their puppy out, but there are ways around it. Carry your puppy in your arms while walking through a busy market, or place them in a cart at a store to get them used to new environments from a safe distance. If your puppy gets scared, that's okay. Just give them some space and take things slowly. Baby steps are essential in everything when raising a puppy. Whether it's getting used to the car, taking a bath, or wearing a collar, breaking the process down into small, manageable steps makes all the difference. A friend of mine had a puppy who was terrified of riding in the car. Instead of forcing her, he took it slow. First, he gave her treats next to the car, then with the door open, then inside the car with the engine off, and so on until she was comfortable with full rides. This method can be applied to almost anything your puppy might find scary. If you love your dog, please subscribe. Finally, the most important tip of all: be patient. Puppy phase goes by quickly, and before you know it, your little furball will be potty trained, well behaved, and all grown up. The biting, chewing, and accidents won't last forever. Believe it or not, you might even miss these crazy times. So while you're in the thick of it, take lots lots of videos. Photos are great, but videos capture those goofy, clumsy moments that you'll want to remember when your puppy grows into a graceful adult. Be patient, I know it's generic advice, but remember this, the puppy phase goes by fast. They'll be potty trained before you know it, they'll be big before you know it. The chewing and biting with a little training and the tips mentioned earlier in this video will be over soon, so even though it seems like the end of the world when they're peeing on the floor and biting your fingers non-stop, keep in mind that it only lasts a short time, and believe it or not, you're actually gonna miss the puppy face. And because it goes by so fast, here is one of my biggest regrets with my take videos. Puppy not taking enough videos. Look at this little guy. He was so goofy and cute, and now he's a graceful adult. Well, sometimes your bouncy, gangly puppy will be more coordinated soon, and although you'll probably have plenty of pictures, this is a reminder to take videos too, because pictures just can't capture the adorable way that they move. This was one of the biggest mistakes I made with my puppy. If you love your dog, please subscribe.